I want to start off the program today with a discussion on cholesterol lowering. As some of you may know, last week the FDA approved a brand new cholesterol drug. Actually, it's more than a cholesterol drug. It's more than a new cholesterol drug. It's actually part of a new strategy for dealing with cholesterol, a whole new technology for dealing with cholesterol, which is supposedly linked to heart disease. I say supposedly because nobody still knows. We still don't know for sure if indeed elevated cholesterol is a cause of heart disease. This new drug, it's called Praluent, is part of an entirely new way of doing pharmacology that involves using the body's own immune system chemicals, so-called antibodies, to destroy various chemicals and structures in the body. Yes, I said to destroy various chemicals and structures in the body. This is what these new biologics, this is the mechanism of action of these new biologic drugs. They destroy various chemicals in the body in the name of removing symptomology. Not reducing illness, mind you, not preventing heart disease, not to make us healthier, not to make us stronger, not to make us more able to navigate through this thing we call life, but to eliminate the symptoms, to eliminate the signs that all may not be well, perhaps all is not well with our biochemistry. This new drug, it's called Praluent, P-R-A-L-U-E-N-T. It's the first of a class of drugs called PCSK9s, proprotein convertase, subtilisin, kexin, type 9 inhibitors. Yes, a medical mouthful if ever there was one. These are biological type substances. They're cloned in a laboratory that act to shut down the cholesterol processing machinery on the outside of cells. They're derivatives of a type of chemical called an antibody. Hence the term monoclonal antibodies. This is how low we've stooped when it comes to understanding how the body works and when it comes to reversing disease. These antibodies, these PCSK9s, monoclonal antibodies, are science fiction-like elements that are derivatives of the body's immune system. The body's antibodies ordinarily can be thought of as high-tech biochemical weapons, biology's version of seek and destroy missiles, and over the past 10 years, pharmaceutical companies have figured out how to economically and industrially produce these chemicals that they call colloquially biologics. The idea is that by specifically targeting chemicals for destruction, troublesome chemicals, inflammatory chemicals, pain-causing chemicals, or in the case of this new drug Praluent, cholesterol-metabolizing chemicals, somehow or another we could be better off. The two best-selling biologics, Humira and Enbrel, work by targeting and destroying inflammatory factors that are associated with muscle pain and joint pain. Hence, they're used for arthritis. And then the third best-selling biologic, Remicade, aims for inflammatory factors in the colon, and it's used to treat Crohn's disease. There's other biologics that supposedly work on cancer, psoriasis, neurological conditions, and pharmaceutical companies are making a lot of money with these biologics, and they're searching feverishly for the next big biologic blockbuster. But all that high tech doesn't come cheap. Patients and insurance companies are going to spend $1,000 a month or more of these for these new Praluent drugs. Compare that to $40 or $50 for a generic statin drug, which isn't really any better, at least in terms of getting us healthier. The whole class of biologic drugs is worth tens of billions of dollars a year. It's only been around for 10 years or so, and they're already making $30, $40 billion a year on these things. So it's only a matter of time before drug companies start to target these biologic technologies to exploit the granddaddy of all health memes, of all health mythology, and that's cholesterol mania. And although Praluent, which will set you back $14,000 a year or more, although Praluent is the first biologic that lowers cholesterol, you can certainly expect more to come. Praluent works by targeting a protein that controls how much of this biochemical cholesterol is extracted from the blood and stuck into cells. Under normal conditions, PCSK9 will suppress the extraction. So by inhibiting PCSK9, supposedly anyway, you get less cholesterol floating around in your blood. Bottom line here is that all that cost and all that technology is not going to guarantee you a healthy heart. No one disputes the fact that this new drug is going to lower your LDL, and it's going to lower your LDL cholesterol pretty significantly, up to 60%. But you know what? They still don't know if it's going to work. It's never been shown that this drug, which significantly lowers LDL cholesterol, is really going to prevent heart attacks and strokes, and they're doing studies on it. They hope to have results by 2017, but that hasn't stopped the FDA from approving it, and presumably that's not going to stop your doctor from writing a prescription for Praluent. And that doesn't include the side effects, folks. Patients treated with PCSK9 inhibitors had higher rates of joint pain, limb pain, headaches, fatigue. There were injection site reactions. This drug, by the way, is an injectable that you're supposed to stick in yourself at home. Injection site reactions, redness, itching, swelling. Most troublesome of all, there were negative effects on the brain, according to Dr. Barry Menon, who's a Washington, D.C. physician who's been in the pharmaceutical industry for 30 years. Up to 1.5%, 1.5 folks out of 100 who used this drug experienced brain issues, neurocognitive symptoms, including confusion, memory loss, and such. This should come as no surprise, of course, because cholesterol is super important for the brain and for the nervous system. Bottom line, folks, you can't take a prescription drug and get healthier for it. If you want to lower your cholesterol, the number one thing to do is lower your blood sugar. There's a good reason why diabetes and elevated cholesterol go hand in hand, because they're both caused by the same problem: eating the wrong foods and a lack of nutritional supplements. Get yourself on the Healthy Start Pack, throw in the Sweeties, throw in the Fucoid Z. Not only are you going to lower your cholesterol naturally, reduce your risk of heart disease naturally, you'll lose weight, you'll lower your blood sugar, reduce your risks of diabetes too. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. 831-685-1080 is our priority line number. 888-379-2552, toll free. Got lines open for you. We want to hear from you. We'll be back. We'll take a break and come back with more good health information on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program right after this.
If you're the type of person who likes to volunteer and help others, this should interest you. What better way to help people than to help them overcome their health challenges? Youngevity has been helping people overcome their health challenges for years. Our approach to health is drastically different than medical doctors who mostly only treat symptoms. As a veterinarian, Dr. Joel Wallach discovered that many common disease states are actually preventable and reversible. Our mission at Youngevity is to educate Americans about their own health. If you like helping people, join us in our fight to save America. While you're helping people prevent and overcome health challenges, you will also be able to build a lucrative home-based business. So what are you waiting for? Come join us and help save America. If you've decided to join us, call your local Youngevity associate to find out how you can arm yourself with the knowledge that's needed to save America.
Numerous studies have shown the link between the intake of antioxidants and disease prevention. Foods and supplements are measured in an ORAC scale. ORAC is an acronym for Oxygen Radical Absorption Capacity. In other words, the ability to remove disease-causing free radicals from the human body. Youngevity's Cell Shield RTQ has an ORAC value of 15,800 points per serving. Cell Shield RTQ contains resveratrol, known as an anti-aging compound, turmeric, known for promoting healthy digestion, brain function, immune system, and cellular longevity. Quercetin, a flavonoid, is known for promoting healthy blood sugar metabolism and healthy lung and cardiovascular function. Remove free radicals from your body with Cell Shield RTQ from Youngevity. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
If you're up several times every night to go to the bathroom, have frequent urination during the day, feel like you have to urinate but then have difficulty getting a stream going, have leaking, dribbling, or urgency to the point a restroom must always be nearby, you may have an enlarged prostate. According to the National Kidney Foundation, by age 60, more than half of all men have an enlarged prostate, or BPH. By age 85, that number is 90%. According to the American Urological Association. Ultimate ProstFX from Youngevity has been developed for nutritional support of the prostate gland. ProstFX promotes prostate health and supports healthy prostate function. Stop sprinting to the restroom and avoid those embarrassing moments with ProstFX from Youngevity. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Through his research as a veterinarian, Dr. Joel Wallach discovered that most health problems afflicting livestock can be prevented and even reversed. Many of these same health challenges also occur in humans. These too can be prevented and reversed. Doc's original formula, called the pig arthritis formula, alleviated all arthritis symptoms in animals. The same basic formula has been developed for humans, called the pig pack, which includes plant-derived minerals, a multiple vitamin complex, glucogel, and EFAs. Add to that Youngevity's OsteoFX Plus, a proprietary blend of liquid calcium, magnesium, and glucosamine. Now you have the Pig Pack Plus to make up the 90 essential nutrients Dr. Wallach has identified as necessary for sustained good health and longevity. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and longevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try longevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
What is up, Doug?
I thought we'd talk a bit about food today, as I've got a Reuters news story here headlined, "Few U.S. adults meet fruit, vegetable intake guidelines." They say less than 15% of adults get enough fruits and veggies to meet federal recommendations. Even worse, some states are dipping as low as 7.5% in Tennessee, according to this new study. They say even fewer adults eat enough vegetables to meet the recommendation, according to some CDC researchers. The lead author, Letitia V. Moore of the National Center for Chronic Disease Prevention and Health Promotion at the CDC, is quoted as saying, "Fruit and vegetable intake has been persistently low for years, but we had just recently developed a way of looking at how each state is doing in terms of meeting the recommendations. It's surprising how low intake in some southern states, but how disappointingly low it is across the U.S., and they say that they analyzed the most recent behavioral risk factor surveillance system survey for all 50 states and the District of Columbia, and a new scoring procedure to compare state-reported numbers, which are usually expressed in the frequency of intake, to federal requirements normally counted in cups per day. Overall, in 2013, half the respondents consumed fruits less than once per day and vegetables less than 1.7 times per day. Researchers compared those responses to the Dietary Guidelines for Americans, which recommends adults get at least 30 minutes of moderate to vigorous physical exercise each day and should eat 1.5 to 2 cups of fruit and 2 to 3 cups of vegetables daily. More active people could consume more if they don't add too many extra calories.
Okay, now I'm going to tell you my take on that. I want to tell you my reason. But what do you think, as a layperson, what do you think the reason is? Now, vegetables and fruits are super convenient. You don't have to cook them. You just bite into them. They're pretty much readily available. They're ridiculously cheap. Why do you think that people have such a problem with vegetables? They don't, not so much fruits, but even fruits too. But why do you think people have a problem with vegetables and, to a certain extent, fruits?
Because they're taking the Beyond Fruits and Vegetable product and don't need it.
Well, I was going to say, because vegetables, and to a certain extent fruits, but mostly vegetables, are missing our three favorite flavors, our three favorite tastes, and that's salt and oil and sweet. Now, fruits obviously have the sweet to them, but they don't have the salt and they don't have the oil. So what you got to do, if you want to increase the amount of veggies that you're eating, or you want to increase the amount of veggies your kids are eating, is add lots of salt and add butter to them. And if you steam your veggies or heat them or braise them, you'll release the sugar, so then you'll get the sweet. Do you know anybody that doesn't like steamed cauliflower or broccoli dripping with butter and a bunch of salt?
Yeah, and some of that nacho cheese stuff poured over the top
No,
of
I didn't say anything about nacho cheese, but maybe some probiotic rich organic cheese, Beyond Organic cheese.
Well, talking about some cruciferous vegetables, I have this kind of odd theory. Because I know several women in my life that have been diagnosed with hypoactive thyroid, which is underactive thyroid, and I'm convinced that it is this popularity of certain vegetables that have become really popular in recent years, like kale. And, you can't go to a restaurant and get an entree without getting some steamed
Kale salad,
getting some steamed broccoli or steamed
Yum.
cauliflower, and those all have a compound. all the cruciferous vegetables have a compound that suppresses thyroid function.
And
I think that people are eating too much of this stuff, and that's part of why there's such a problem with low thyroid in this country.
I think that's the raw stuff, though. When you steam it and you cook it, you lose those, they call them goitrogenic compounds. I think it's making an excuse not to eat your kale, big fella. So steam your kale and your broccoli, put lots of butter on there, and then put salt on it. It is so delicious, it's irresistible, really. And if you start your meals off with that stuff...
Is that Himalayan sea salt?
Yeah, Himalayan sea salt or Celtic sea salt. Yummy. It's so good. If you start your meals off with that stuff, you're going to find you're eating a lot less food. The fiber will swell in your stomach. You'll be less hungry, and you'll lose weight on top of everything else. Plus, you get those wonderful phytonutrients. And by the way, I was reading an article today that I want to talk about, Doug, that ties right into what you're saying. What do you think the leading sources of food poisoning are? The leading sources of food poisoning in terms of vegetables are. We'll talk about that when we come back from our break. And we'll take your phone calls, too, 831-685-1080. That's your priority line number, 888-379-2552, toll-free. I'm Pharmacist Ben, along with Doug Winfrey. Sitting in for Dr. Wallach today, you're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program on the ZBS Radio Network. We'll be back right after this. Okay, so there's 76 million cases of food poisoning in the United States every year. Do you know you can have food poisoning and not even know it, Doug? Just feel a little queasy or just get sick or something, and you're not even connected to problem food. But as far as people who know they had food poisoning, and let me tell you, if you've never had food poisoning, oh my God, it is one of the most miserable experiences you could ever have. 76 million people deal with it every year. What do you think the number one vegetable associated with food poisoning is?
Lettuce.
Now, how did you look that up?
No, I did not. I knew that because I live in an area that they call the food
That's
basket
right.
of the country, and that is one of the crops that is grown pretty readily around this area. And there was a problem a few years ago associated with some of the local companies, and you know what they traced it back to?
What's
deer.
that? Seriously?
Yeah, deer were getting into the fields, and then their feces was getting into where the irrigation was, and which in this area that's very difficult to control, because the coastal deer are basically like rats around this area. They don't hunt them, so there's very few natural predators left in this area, so they're just prolific everywhere.
Well, it's also viruses too. A lot of folks think it's just a bacterial infection, but actually it turns out that there's viruses that are associated with food poisoning, and you can get viruses from your lettuce and from your oysters. That's another source of food poisoning, and berries are another source of food poisoning, and also onions are a source of food poisoning. Are you in onion country, by the way, out there?
We don't really do a whole lot of onions around this area that I'm aware of. Where I've seen the most onions grown is in eastern Colorado or western Colorado.
No, I think it's eastern Colorado, or maybe it's western. I don't know.
It's on the other side of the Rockies.
One or the other.
You get to the flat part of the state.
11% of pig livers contained infectious hepatitis E.
Wow. What about chicken livers? Are they on the list?
Chicken livers aren't on the list for some reason. Pigs are kept in some pretty nasty...
Nothing better than some good deep-fried chicken livers.
Seriously? You are joking, I hope.
No.
You actually deep-fry the chicken liver?
Yeah.
I guess you could deep-fry anything.
Yeah.
I was in Santa Cruz. Last time I was in, not the last time, but the time before the last time I was in Santa Cruz, I went down, took a walk on the boardwalk over there, and they had all kinds of deep-fried stuff, including Twinkies, and I saw Snickers bars, deep-fried Snickers bars. That was a first for me. You ever had any of that deep-fried stuff?
No.
You know why people love it, though?
I've seen on Food Channel, though, I saw a place where they actually did deep-fried ice cream, believe it or not.
I don't know how they would do that. It seems like it would melt, but here's the thing. What does deep frying do that people love so much? It gives you that oil.
Yeah.
Right? And then if you throw it in with salty food and with sweet food, you get all your hot buttons. That's the key. Food processors know good and well that we find sugar and salt and oil irresistible. And that's why all your cheap foods and all your snack foods contain blends of these. French fries and chips and fried chicken, like you mentioned, and all these deep fried kinds of things they got now. They're all combinations of these three flavors. So if you find yourself not being able to resist snack foods, what you want to do is, number one, make sure you're getting your minerals. That'll get you your salt. And you can also use Celtic sea salt, but you know, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine and your Cherry Mints, and those will hit your salt taste, or get rid of your salt cravings. Make sure you're using butter on everything and using your Ultimate Essential Fatty Acid capsules, and then make sure you're getting lots of good quality protein, and that, believe it or not, can take care of sugar cravings really effectively. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. We're coming back with your phone calls. 831-685-1080 is your priority line number, 888-379-2552, toll free. We'll be back right after this. Who's first on the line, Douglas?
All right, let's head to Illinois. And Desean, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Yo, Sean, what's cooking?
Hey, how you doing, Dr. Pharmacist Ben Fuchs? I'm sorry, I'm nervous.
No worries. No worries.
I'm a big fan of yours.
Thank you. What's going on, man?
I had a question about my mom. She had a heart attack and a stroke last summer due to blood clots.
Can I get you to speak up just a hair? Can I get you just to speak up just a little bit?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I heard your mom.
Yeah, my mom had a heart attack.
Okay.
Yeah, she had a heart attack and a stroke last summer.
Okay.
Due to blood clots due to inactivity, and she's also type 2 diabetic.
How's she doing with the stroke? Did she have permanent damage from the stroke?
She's, yeah, on her left side, but she can feel and move and stuff, but it's still it hurts, and it hurts. She has a lot of pain in it, and she gets limited mobility.
Okay, I'm having a little bit of a hard time. I'm having a little bit of a hard time hearing you, but let me just tell you this: she can be helped, and she can be helped quickly. Chances are good she's not on. I'm assuming she's not on a nutritional supplement program. And one of the really coolest things about nutritional supplementation is, the more deficient you are, the faster your body will absorb the nutrients, and the sicker you are, the faster your body will absorb the nutrients, which is really good news for your mom, because chances are good that she's very deficient in her key nutrients, her electrical nutrients, her water-soluble nutrients, and she does sound very unhealthy. So she's going to be a candidate for quick and rapid absorption of nutrition. Get her on the Healthy Start Pack today. I wouldn't wait 1 minute. As soon as you hang up the phone, call Longevity, tell them you want the Healthy Start Pack. Have her sipping slowly on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, using 9 the Ultimate EFAs a day, 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, and 3 at night, and then the Beyond Osteo FX. You should probably throw in the Sweeties, which will help her with her blood fats, will help her with her heart, and will also help her with her blood sugar, obviously. It's called the Sweeties for a reason. So after she eats meals, have her do 2 or 3 of the Sweeties. I would also throw in the Fucoid Z for her blood clotting issue. Fucoid Z is a wonderful blood thinner and just an all-around great tonic. And then the Ultimate Selenium is super important for heart health. You might want to get her on the Ultimate Selenium, probably 400 to 600 micrograms a day. And then I would also toss in the Ultimate Daily, maybe 2 or 3 of those a day as well. So lots you could do. The good news is you're going to notice results really, really quickly. Your mom's going to notice results really, really quickly. Make sure you're sipping on that Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Thanks for your call. Appreciate it. And God bless you, and good luck with your mom. I hope everything works out. Thanks for your call. Okay, who's next on the line, Doug?
All right, let's head to California. And Jennifer, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hey, Jennifer.
Hi, Pharmacist Ben. How are you?
Doing good. What's going on?
I wanted to know from your clinical experience how you've dealt with children with ADHD and what you would recommend.
That's a great question. First of all, and I have had a lot of experience with ADHD. In fact, I had ADHD, and some people say I still have it. I might still have it. It turns out that really smart kids are the ones who suffer from ADHD. I don't even know if ADHD is technically an illness. The kids don't mind the ADHD. It's the parents that mind the ADHD and the teachers. ADHD is associated with kids who just want to try everything. They want to touch everything. This is not a bad thing. It's a sign of intellectual curiosity. So you don't necessarily want to drug a kid or poison a kid. You never want to drug a kid or poison a kid, but you don't necessarily want to medically intervene with ADHD. But what you do want to do is you want to calm the kid down and have the kid be able to focus. And there's incredible nutritional strategies for it. Really, really effective nutritional and dietary strategies for it. So hang on, Jennifer. We'll talk about that when we come back from our break. Thanks for your question. I'm Pharmacist Ben, along with Doug Winfrey, sitting in for Doc today. 831-685-1080 is our priority line number, 888-379-2552, toll free. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program on the ZBS Radio Network. We'll be back right after this commercial break. We're talking to Jennifer in California about attention deficit disorder, attention deficit and hyperactive disorder in kids. Jennifer, you there?
Yes.
Is it your kid by any chance? Somebody you know?
Yeah. It's my son.
Okay, so you got a smart kid, first of all. Congratulations. You want to keep him smart.
He's very intelligent.
Yeah, it's always the really intelligent kids because it's a sign that the kid is curious, wants to do stuff. So from a nutritional standpoint, there's lots you can do. First and foremost, what you want to do is keep him off of sugar and refined flours and cereals and Pop-Tarts and orange juice, especially for breakfast. All right, have him do just protein for breakfast: eggs, fish, Slender FX, just straight protein for breakfast. Vegetables are also great for breakfast. Then you want to make sure he's using his electrical nutrients, especially the B vitamins and the electrolytes. The Beyond Tangy Tangerine is awesome for that. Have him sipping on the BTT as a breakfast drink, maybe even when he wakes up in the morning. And if possible, have him go off to school with a little Beyond Tangy Tangerine. That'll keep him on the straight and narrow while he's in class. You'll notice a significant difference. The B vitamin thiamine, as well as the B vitamin niacin, super important for brain health and for focusing. The ultimate EFAs, essential fatty acids, are also important. That would be 1 or 2, depending on how much he weighs, 1 or 2 a day. Probably in the morning is a good time to do his ultimate EFAs. Omega-3s are especially important for the brain. And for kids whose brain are still developing, up until the age of 5 or so, the brain is still developing. Omega-3s will build a smarter baby, will build a smart baby with better hand-eye coordination and better vision as well. But for focusing, those omega-3 fatty acids and the ultimate EFAs are super-duper important. And then zinc is another very important brain mineral. It's also important for development and it's important for growth. And so not only will it help him focus, not only will it help him think and think more clearly, but it will also help him with muscle development and bone development and overall body development, depending on how much he weighs, probably around 10 to maybe 30 milligrams a day of zinc a day is a good idea. And then last but most certainly not least, make sure he's getting enough protein. Protein has a very important stabilizing effect in addition to the Slender FX and eggs. Fish are also a good source of protein. Organ meats are a good source of protein as well. If he's eating meat, and then from a vegetarian or vegetable perspective, beans, of course, are a good source of protein. Legumes are a good source of protein as well as nuts. Lots you can do for ADHD, but most importantly, recognize that it's not a psychiatric or a medical issue, and it is absolutely not an excuse to drug the kid up with Ritalin or any of these Adderall or any of these kinds of so-called focus anti-hyperactivity drugs.
I just wanted to tell you that recently I started drinking the Whey shakes again, the chocolate Whey shake, and you need to remember the Whey shake
let's head to Tennessee and Merriam. You're on with
it's a
pharmacist Ben
fantastic
Fuchs.
place to get your great protein. And if you're
Merriam?
trying to gain weight,
Merriam.
you can take it along with your meals. And the
Merriam.
best part is,
Love that name.
if you want to
From the
just
Bible.
have a great
Beautiful name.
protein
Who is Merriam
shake,
in the Bible? Do you know?
like I do. Put it over ice, stir it up, and you can sip on it for 20 minutes to an hour. I do it every single day.
Good deal. What's going on? How can we help you,
Absolutely love
Merriam?
it. You need to get back to it, too. It's really good for you. And it makes not fat, but it makes muscle after you work out. And you can also mix it up in a blender with an egg, and you have the most incredible health
That's amazing that
protein
he's
shake.
81 and he's still
Or
doing his
mix it with a
metformin.
little water, stir it up, and you have a little pudding. And who doesn't like pudding?
For more information or to order, call your Youngevity distributor today. And don't forget to ask about Youngevity home-based business opportunities.
A mass on his pancreas.
Well, that could be that could definitely be been the metformin. I don't know for sure, but that definitely is one of the things that metformin can do. And how's his heart?
I just wanted to finish. His biopsy results show that it's not cancer, but they say that it's the result of a abnormal production of mucus at the head of the pancreas and are recommending surgery to remove the pancreatic mass.
Well,
part of his
that's only going to make me mad and make me depressed. So let's not talk anymore about that silliness that you hear from the doctor. Mucus is caused when the pancreas is overworked and toxed out. It could be his diet, and it could be the drugs. Metformin works on the pancreas as well as on the liver, so it could be either way. One of the things about metformin and these kinds of drugs is people don't think that they need to change their diet because they're on the metformin, and the metformin masks the symptoms, so people can live their lives as usual. And then, of course, the pancreas has to take up the load. So, yeah, the metformin may have controlled his symptomology, but at what cost? Now, I don't know necessarily, and I'm not saying that the metformin caused the problem, but it certainly may have been involved. But what really probably did cause the problem, and what the mucus is a sign of overwork, It's the fact that your poor dad wasn't told to change his diet, wasn't told to do all the things he's supposed to do to eliminate the diabetes because he was on the drugs. And now he's dealing with blood clots in the lungs, and that's why they're giving him the Eliquis. Have the doctor and your father together read the package insert with all the adverse reactions and the toxicity associated with Eliquis and see if your dad still wants to take the pharmaceutical drug. Here's what he needs to do if he wants to do it from a nutritional standpoint, which I highly recommend he does. He's 81 years young, which means he has a good 20 years left if he does everything correctly. So number one, he's got to change the way he eats. Diabetes is an eating disease, period. If you don't eat, you don't have diabetes. Now, I'm not saying don't eat. Obviously, you got to eat. But the point is an eating issue, not a drug issue. So what you do is you change the way you eat. More protein, more fat, and less refined carbohydrates, processed foods, flours, breads, pasta, cereal. You know the drill. Sweets, desserts, fruit juice, etc. Chances are he loves those foods because everybody does. Right? You're with me, ma'am? Miriam? Okay, yes. So that's the first thing. Second thing you do is you get him on the sweeties after all his meals, making sure his meals are protein rich and have some good butter fat in there, some stabilizing kinds of foods. And then the sweeties after all his meals. And then get on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. One of the neatest things about the Beyond Tangy Tangerine is it features the B vitamins and the electrolytes. And as it turns out, the B vitamins and the electrolytes are your sugar metabolizing nutrients. And as it turns out, your B vitamins and electrolytes are urinated out regularly. So many people, most people who are not supplementing are going to be deficient in their sugar processing nutrients, and that means diabetes. So getting on the, in addition to getting on the sweeties, make sure he's sipping on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. A whole healthy start pack is going to be in his interest. The magnesium from the Beyond OsteoFX will help him with his sugar. The vitamin D will help him with his sugar. And certainly the Ultimate Essential Fatty Acids will help him with his sugar. Have him, in addition to the healthy start pack, in addition to the sweeties, have him, in addition to dietary strategies, have him practice slow, deep breathing. Get an app, if he has a smartphone, get an app called My Calm Beat or Bio Breathing. These will both walk him through the deep breathing process. If he doesn't have the app, just have him do the deep breathing anyway. He'll have more energy. It'll lower his blood pressure. It'll change his appetite. It'll improve his circulatory system, and it'll add years to his life. Nobody needs a prescription drug for diabetes, period. Now, if you need have some emergency and you need it stabilized quickly, maybe for a short term, even then, food strategies, nutritional supplement strategies, and of course, practicing deep breathing can go a long way towards helping your dad live a good, long life. He's got 20 years left of healthy, strong living. And congratulations for having your dad up till the age of 81. That's awesome. Thanks for your call, Miriam. Appreciate it. Let's see, 831-685-1080 or 888-379-2552. Toll free. We got to take a break. Can we get one more call in, Doug?
Yeah, we could get one started here. Let's head to New Jersey. And James, you're on with pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hey, James.
Hello, how are you?
What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm calling today because I have a sleep apnea, and they diagnosed me also with syncope. And but I find myself drained all the time.
Yeah, you're not getting oxygen, bro. That's what the syncope is, and the sleep apnea is affecting your oxygenation. You're not getting oxygen. Oxygen's energy. Oxygen's explosive. You know how they tell you not to smoke cigarettes if you're on an oxygen tank? Or I remember a couple years ago there was an airplane that was carrying oxygen and it just spontaneously exploded. Oxygen explodes. It's explosive, and it's how the body gets its energy. You got to breathe to get oxygen. If you're dealing with sleep apnea, chances are pretty good that you're not oxygenating correctly, and that's what the syncope is, the heart problem, and that's also why you're low energy. So a couple of things you're going to want to do right from the get-go. First of all, like we were talking with Miriam and her dad, make sure you're practicing slow, deep breathing. You guys, do not underestimate the power of sitting on the couch and practicing slow, deep breathing. It's been a health strategy for thousands of years. Way before we had modern medicine and pharmacy and modern medical professionals, we knew about the power of slow, deep breathing and oxygenation. And then there's some really cool supplements that you're going to want to, nutritional supplements that you're going to want to include too. So don't go away, James. We'll tell you what those are when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program on the ZBS Radio Network. We'll be back right after this. Okay, we are back on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. Pharmacist Ben and Doug Winfrey and you and your phone calls, 831-685-1080 or 888-379-2552, toll free. We're talking to James in New Jersey. Where in New Jersey are you, James?
Jackson, New Jersey.
Is that up north, near the city?
No, that's by Six Flags Great Adventures.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm a New Jerseyan myself. I'm from Trenton, New Jersey. So nice to talk to you. We got an issue with fainting. You said syncope, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so you just spontaneously faint?
Well, not constantly, but even last week I just had this real episode where I just got real dizzy.
Yeah. Does it happen when you stand up quickly or you get out of a seated position or a laying down position quickly?
This was actually happened once I was laying down and when everything started to spin this time. So
yeah, you're not getting oxygen to your brain and you're running higher risks for all kinds of terrible things. So you need to be oxygenating. Of course, the easiest way to do it is just to practice your deep breathing, but I'd be concerned about your circulatory system as well. So there's a couple things you're going to want to do. Number one, as I said before we went to break, you got to practice those deep breathing techniques. And when you're doing your deep breathing, you always do it through the nose, in through the nose and out through the nose. The nose is for breathing. The mouth is for eating. So you want to slowly in through the nose all the way to the bottom of your body, certainly to the bottom of your belly, but even if you can breathe all the way down to the bottom of your feet, and then bring the breath back up slowly. Again, exhaling through the nose. It's absolutely, absolutely critical for all good health and longevity, but especially if you're dealing with problems with fainting issues, and the sleep apnea is most certainly related. Second thing is you're probably a diabetic or a pre-diabetic and having blood sugar problems, so you're going to absolutely want to make sure that you're stabilizing your blood sugar. If you have any foods you're allergic to or have intolerances to, you're going to want to eliminate those as well. More protein, less sweets and pasta and bread and all the foods we love so much, the processed flours, etc. And then after all your meals, you want to make sure you're doing your sweeties. Sip on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine all day long, morning through night. And when I say sip on it, you don't necessarily need to put the whole 2 scoops in there, just a small amount to where you like the taste of it, and then sip on it all day long. Make sure you're using your ultimate essential fatty acids, of course. You want to be doing 9 a day, and then also your Beyond OsteoFX, beyond a couple of capsules of those a day. You might also want to throw in the Fucoid Z. That's got some blood thinning properties, and that'll improve the delivery of nutrients as well as oxygen to your blood cells. Because when you're breathing, it's really the issue is getting oxygen delivered to the cells. The breathing is important for that, but making sure your circulatory system is operating correctly, that's also important. And the Fucoid Z or the Z Radical are very important for helping thin the blood. They also function just as a general all-around tonic. So you got lots of strategies there. But it's really, really super important that you take care of this because you're running higher risks for all kinds of yucky things, including strokes and heart disease, and we don't want that to happen. Thanks so much for your call, James. Appreciate it. Let's try and get one more call in before we got to go, Doug.
Oh, let's head to California. And Eddie, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Yo, Eddie, what's going on?
Hi, Ben.
Hey.
I'm doing good. I just would like to get off my high blood pressure medicine and get my blood pressure down to 120/80, if that's possible.
Sure it is. Where is it at now?
Last time I checked, it was 149/94, something like that.
Okay. Do you have anything else going on? Blood sugar problems, diabetes, weight issues, anything like that?
Well, no diabetes, but they say I have the sleep apnea thing.
Sleep apnea. Okay. That's all connected. Sleep apnea, as we were talking with James earlier, sleep apnea is an inflammatory condition that's causing you not to breathe correctly. And that's going to affect oxygenation. So like with James, practicing your deep breathing. In fact, if you want to do something just to observe the incredible effectiveness and health benefits associated with respiration and oxygenation, get yourself a do you have a blood pressure cuff? I assume you have a blood pressure cuff, right?
I do.
All right. So what you want to do, and just in the interest of testing, take your blood pressure and then practice slow deep breathing for 2 or 3 minutes. And then take your blood pressure again, and I guarantee you, you're going to lower your blood pressure.
Okay.
Now, it's going to probably go back up again because you're going to go back to your bad breathing techniques. But as you practice your deep breathing, you're going to notice that your blood pressure gradually drops. High blood pressure, hypertension, is a sign of an activated emergency nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is activated. So relaxing the body is very important, and then getting yourself on all the good nutrients, especially the B vitamins, which you'll get from the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Start sipping on that right away, especially magnesium, which you'll get in the Beyond OsteoFX. So do a couple capsules of that right away. And then also the ultimate essential fatty acids, omega-3 fats, are very good for the blood pressure. So that's a whole Healthy Star Pack, my friend. And you'll notice dramatic results, and it won't take very long. And that's the good news. It doesn't take long for the body to adjust itself once you get on a good nutritional supplement program. Thanks for listening, friends. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Have yourselves a spectacular, beautiful, awesome day. We'll talk to y'all later now. Bye for now.
Hi everyone, Andy Anderson here. Are you using those handy little bottles of gel that zap germs, bacteria, and other nasties? In today's world, that's smart, especially with all the filthy doorknobs, shopping carts, and handrails we touch every day. Here's what you may not know. Once the alcohol evaporates, goodbye effectiveness. No more protection until you use it again. PureWorks to the rescue. Our FDA-compliant foam, lotion, soap, and spray do not rely on alcohol. Their killing power lasts up to 4 hours. PureWorks disinfecting spray is EPA certified to kill swine flu, bird flu, MRSA, HIV, hepatitis B and C, and a whole host of viruses and bacteria. Mold and fungus too. It's even safe around children and pets. You'll love the soft feel of PureWorks on your hand. It actually conditions and will not dry your skin. Here's a little peace of mind knowing your hands are still germ-free hours later. Get your hands on PureWorks and get PureWorks on your hands. Stand by. Pull out your paper and pencil for your local number to order PureWorks.
When you perspire, working or playing, your body is losing more than just water. That's why it tastes salty. But what you're sweating out is more than just salt and potassium, as some sports drinks will have you believe. One of the most well-known sports drinks only has 2 nutrients, and it's loaded with sugar. Some have a mineral or 2 with a couple of vitamins. Longevity's exceptional sports drink, Rebound FX, is chock full of cancer-fighting antioxidants, a full spectrum of vitamins, plant-derived minerals, and herbs. Rebound FX is a highly absorbable liquid supplement that gives you quick, sustained energy. Rebound FX supports cardiovascular health, immune health, and boosts stamina and energy. Don't short yourself during and after your workout with just a couple of nutrients. Drink Longevity's Rebound FX for optimal health. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Hey, if you're like me, your life is hectic. You don't know where you're going to be next. Between kids and family and in-laws and work and traffic and everything else that's driving me crazy right now, my life is insane. I bet your life's insane as well. When do we have time to get every single nutrient we need to be healthy? When? Well, I've got a tip for you. Take a product called Pollen Burst. It's so simple, even I can do it. All you have to do is open the package, pour it in water, mix it up, and bam, you're ready to go. It tastes great. It's not one of those medicine tasting things. It tastes great, low in calories, helps curb your appetite, gives you natural energy that doesn't let you crash, gives you your vitamins, minerals, nutrients, everything from the plant world. And I gotta tell you, for a busy person like me or a busy person like you, we need simple, we need good. Pollen Burst is your answer. Tastes great. Try it, and you'll feel better.
Call your local Longevity distributor to find out how Pollen Burst can make you feel better. And don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities. You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Longevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Longevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463. You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Longevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Longevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, The phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, your host of Dead Doctors Don't Lie. If you're interested in a colon cleanse, blood cleanse, liver cleanse, in the classical herbal way, you want to ask your Longevity associate for Herbal Rainforest. Herbal Rainforest has 16 herbs, 16 cleansing herbs, classic cleansing herbs, and 77 plant minerals. That's right, and these are all organic. It doesn't get any better than that. In your busy day, and you're around all these toxins out there in your workplace, on the way home, going to work, in your food, in the air, in the water, you need Herbal Rainforest. I guarantee you, it will give you a cleanse. You can control the dose. It's a liquid. It tastes good. It doesn't get any better than this. A colon that's happy makes you happy. Nothing better than a happy colon. Herbal Rainforest. Clean it out.
For more information on this product or others you've heard about on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program, call your local Longevity associate today. And don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Greetings, everyone. Judy DeVilbus here. What do you think of when you hear the words tangy tangerine? Well, I think of like a sweet, tangy tasting something. Well, what I'm referring to is the Ultimate Tangy Tangerine. It's a fantastic product. It has everything you need, and a great benefit is it's very, very delicious. It's very easy to drink. I've suggested it even to youngsters. Even children like it. Even little guys. Even little girls. They come right into my office. Their parents can't get them to take those chewables. And besides that, they're not as good as Tangy Tangerine. And I give them a little taste of that, and you know something? They're pleased as punch. So, if it's good for a child and it tastes delicious, why not you? There's no excuse not to take a vitamin when it tastes as good as that does. So how about it? Tangy Tangerine should be the answer to all of your nutritional program problems.
For more information or to order, call your Longevity distributor today. And don't forget to ask about Longevity home-based business opportunities.